My family's been members of the Stamford, Connecticut community for like 40 years. This is from my dad. So he's not a wrestling fan at all. Like, he's watched it maybe a couple times over the years. One day after work, he's at a bar and he sees this tall man come in. He doesn't immediately recognize him, but he sees he's really tall. The man sits down and he can hear he has an interesting accent, right? And his legs fill up 3 chairs. So he must be 7 feet tall. And he looks up, he sees his like afro-ish hair. He thinks it's like a French accent and he notices who it is. It's Andre the Giant. And he sees the bartender give him 3 pitchers of beer and Andre just chugs it. I just would love to see a picture of that, but my dad obviously did not have like a portable camera on him to take that picture, and he was not going to interrupt Andre the Giant's inebriations.
So, not a blowaway story by any means, but I did want to put it in the podcast because of what could be. Also, I think we all romanticize about Andre the Giant. Like, if he had told that story about Bray Wyatt or something, I don't think it would make the podcast. But there's something about picturing that giant afro at a bar where there's no internet. You can't take a picture with your camera or anything. It's just your memories. And then these are the tales that are passed down to your family, specifically right here as we hear it. But I did want to play this because there's gotta be so many Andre the Giant bar stories. And this was just a giant man taking up 3 chairs and chugging 3 beers like it was nothing. Another day in the life of Andre the Giant. But as wrestling fans, we immortalize Andre the Giant. He is larger than life, and he would go into bars all of the time. So there's people out there with these kind of stories that are probably a little more heightened, but I want to hear them. Send me those Andre the Giant stories that we haven't heard. I mean, we've heard a couple of them. Box Brown drew and I think wrote a graphic novel about it, but there's got to be ones told from tale to tale. Also, living in Stamford, Connecticut, that's something we don't think about. Those guys are just everywhere. Everyone is everywhere. Vince, I'm sure, well, probably not now, but he used to go to Walgreens, grab a 12-pack or something, right? I'm sure he probably did some nefarious things around town, specifically around Stamford, Connecticut. I grew up in Deerfield, Illinois. We didn't have any famous wrestlers or giant wrestling empires that had giant corporate buildings, but Stamford did. And this guy and his family all lived there and probably have so many stories. I'm glad one could include Andre the Giant. Hey, thanks for watching. That call was part of a whole podcast called Wrestling Anonymous. Listen to the whole thing weekly. Wherever you listen to your podcast, go subscribe. While you're at it, subscribe right here on YouTube to Colt Cabana's channel. Thank you.